Hey everyone, it's Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy here, and welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the Amazon FBA and e-commerce podcast.
Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with
Okay, so today we're going to have a special episode and we're going to be talking about the best and worst of the year. So we've asked everybody in our group if they could provide questions or if they wanted to come on and ask the questions, and we'd be more than happy to ask them. But before we get to anything, I'd like to get a quick word in from our sponsor. Thank you, Z.co, for sponsoring this episode of Lunch with Norm. Are you looking to take your e-commerce business from local to global? You can with the help of Z and their brand new app. That's right. You can track live shipments with push notifications, get detailed lead times for each stage of your shipment, and store all compliance and VAT reclaim documents in the palm of your hand, all while listening to Lunch with Norm. Ready to expand your e-com empire and take your Amazon FBA business global? Use the link in the description to learn more about Z's new app that's now available on desktop and mobile. That's Z.co, ZEE.co. Okay, so where is the boy wonder?
All right. Hello. How are you?
Feels like, it feels like you were with me just a couple hours ago.
Just a few hours ago, but I'm back in my apartment. Norm is not in his studio, but we had some technical issues, but we're all set now. So today is our special New Year's episode. This is an episode that we're doing just for you guys. We're kind of treating this as a Q&A session for you. But also, if you want to come on the show live, if you want to come say hi to us, just email me, k@lunchwithnorm.com, and I'll send you the link and you can come and say hi. So we're going to be discussing the highs and lows of the year, our favorite moments, keeping it very casual today. So yeah, come and say hi. You can share your highest and lowest moments of the year in the comment sections, but it's going to just be kind of a nice laid back, chill episode, I'd say.
I'm just kidding. I just wanted to see what you would do if you'd go into the fetal position.
No,
it's
just
okay.
Me.
So I'm kind of curious, Kelsey, like just to get the ball rolling here, what was your favorite moment and what was your worst moment?
I think some of the worst moments has been when we're when we're maybe 5 or 6 minutes waiting for a guest and something is missed and something doesn't work out and we've had to reschedule a guest and we're kind of scrambling to find a guest and Norm's in the fetal position and I'm sweating and everything's getting hot and but somehow we find a way and we get through it every single time, which is always kind of reassuring, and it's getting easier and easier every time we do it. But that's kind of the issues that we have when we go live. It's not quite an issue for those recorded episodes, but yeah, going live is a whole different beast, which is pretty fun, but pretty scary too at sometimes. But what about you? What is the scariest moment, I guess?
Well, I'm kind of the same as you because sometimes the guests just don't realize that it's live, and they'll come on a few minutes late and you're struggling. I remember the one person that we actually were live, like we were going to be live and we had to reschedule on that second. And, we had to just pull in, I think it was Shane, just to fill in because, the guy didn't show up. So
so it happens, but we make the most of it, I think. But it's been fun, and I think we've smoothed out our processes here, so we make it easier for our guests too. And it's been a roller coaster and it's been fun. So yeah, I'm curious to see from our viewers, what have you guys experienced this year? I know 2021 has been kind of fun for everyone, but I just want to also just shout out the people joining us. DK, Kim, good morning. How are you doing? We got Rad. Happy New Year's. Jessica Rabbits. We've got Jose joining us. I believe Fatia, Jeff. So yeah, if you guys have
Don't
questions.
forget about Andrew. He was the first to join.
Oh yes, yeah, he was 40 minutes early. So welcome, Andrew. Yeah, let us know. Again, if you guys want to come on the podcast, say hi to us. Just let me know, and I can send you guys the link to the podcast.
We know one thing: Rosalind's not shy. So, Rosalind, come on. What was your gold nugget of the year? What was your of the year? We want to know that.
Oh,
So,
I think
you know,
So
what's
this
that,
one
Kelly?
is kind of fitting. Some best moments is watching Norm trying to read some comments, finally reading them, and then trying not to laugh. That is a great one.
Yeah, that
Happens
does
way too
happen when
often.
you see some of these comments come through, you know, but you have to just bite your tongue sometimes
Yeah.
while you're laughing. So, you know, this has been a crazy year. Probably the biggest difference. I don't know if you guys would think this is the same, but this is the year that there's a shift from being an Amazon seller to being an e-commerce seller. And we started to see this shift. It was exactly a year ago, or maybe a year and a half ago, in that time period, where Amazon started treating third-party sellers. I hate saying it, but this is only my opinion, but like dirt. It just seems like they were going out, they were creating everything. Everything was for their brands. And although Amazon is still an incredible marketplace to sell on, all of a sudden we had these really crazy well, first it was your ASINs. So it was per ASINs, how many you could ship in. Canada was ridiculous. The amount of inventory you could ship in last year around this time, what was it? 10 units for a new product. It was ridiculous. I mean, you could up that inventory for the ASIN just like you would now. And then once you got used to that, then they structured it over to your storage, and then having to figure out how much you could put in. Oh, and during the whole process, who was responsible for it? So do you trust FBA to get your product out? I know I was, I was shipping out or ordering a ton of product, and Amazon didn't care. Like my 2-day Prime all of a sudden turned into 3-week Prime. And you know what? It's just tough. So those were some of the really kind of low points that I found with Amazon. I mean, there's been a lot of good things that have come out with Amazon too, but we'll get to that. All of it. Hey, I just saw Faye. Faye, I mean, everybody's awesome on this podcast, and we thank you for the holiday and Christmas cards. But Faye, thank you so much. You know about the coffee, so thank you for the coasters.
Yes. So we got this in the mail the other day from Faye. So she sent us a little Christmas card, and yeah, she made these custom coasters for us. Which,
That was awesome.
Yeah, amazing.
We got home late last night, and we were opening up some of the items, and it was just great. So we love it when not only when we hear the community share, but this makes our day. It makes it all worth it. So thank you so much. Okay, let me go back to some of the positives. All of a sudden, with Amazon, you started to see better tools. You got to see better analytics. You've got new programs that are out there. You started to see they had the Amazon Accelerator program, the AI program, which helped you streamline your brand, or not your brand analytics, but your brand registry. And it was there for a while, but now you could use any lawyer to get this, and that helped out. So you didn't have to wait. You didn't have to wait for their lawyers, the ones that were approved. It could be anybody, which was fantastic. Anybody listening to the groups, started to see that, Amazon was looking for specific things. Some of the complaints that we put in, like just to know what keywords were working, what keywords weren't working. We started to see this through brand analytics. That became more of a thrust. But I don't know about you, Kelsey, but like just a lot of the Amazon or ASIN performance health. I loved looking at that. I loved looking at how could you be a bit more, like a little bit better than your competition. And it's what was it? It's Brian Tracy that says something along the lines of, in a horse race, you never remember the second place winner, right? It's always the winner, and it could be by a nose. And I look at that with Amazon, where you can have an equal listing to everybody else. But if you put in that little extra effort, you went out by a lot more. And this is proven. If you go to and just Helium 10's free X-ray tool or Chrome extension, and you check out X-ray, you'll see that there's always that one leader, and it's by a mile. And then there's the next couple that make, not a bad living, and then everybody eats dust. And there's a reason for it. You go back and analyze each one of your competitors, and you'll see why. And it's usually because the one person might be using we talked about this just the other day, the managed documents, document managed. What am I saying? Managed document.
Managed product documents.
That's what I'm saying. There we go.
We
were just talking about that in the Centurion League, and I was surprised that not very few people were using it, because that could push people over the edge. If people know the instructions or know how to troubleshoot or know how to install it, or the just better ingredients or anything, even showing your certification on your listing, isn't that so much better than showing the other guy who might not be certified? You don't know, what the certification is. Anyways, I mean, that's a couple of things. And I know I went way off because I started to talk about Amazon. It's no longer just the Amazon marketplace. And the biggest role we've seen was people going off of Amazon, becoming more of an e-commerce or even a brand. So stretching their wings and going either to a Shopify store or going over to Etsy. I know Jody's listening. I mean, she's doing fantastic over on Etsy, like really doing fantastic. And, even eBay or Walmart. I think Walmart's going to be our next big thrust this year. But getting to understand them and just not throwing your product onto a Walmart platform or eBay or Etsy. And I can tell you, Jody, took a course in Etsy, and this was 2 years ago. She became an expert last year, and now she's just absolutely crushing it, as Manny Coates used to say. And I know people, like I was talking to Mikal Chapman, who's a partner of ours, with the Walmart side of things. She said that this year over the holidays that she's seen for the first time a bunch of products outperform their Amazon. So I thought that was pretty wild. Now, not everyone, and a lot of them still fall into that 10 to 30% of your Amazon sales. But if you went on to Walmart right now and you outperformed, and I think it was Carrie over at Helium 10 that gave me this stat. No, it was Data Spark. They gave me this stat that between Amazon and Walmart, there were 800,000 products with zero competition on Walmart right now that could go from Amazon over to Walmart. So it's just an open, like shooting fish in a barrel if you want to get there. But you got to get there, because people, just like Amazon, they could be like an arbitrage, like retail arbitrage, and all of a sudden your brand's up there and now you got to fight for your brand. So get it registered, just get on there, but learn the platform. And there's lots of ways to do it. Even over at our private label Legion platform, you can learn the basics about getting listed. or getting your application processed. Anyways, Kels, I don't know if you have anything to add to that part.
Yeah, well, I just want to just go back and for all the new listeners joining us, they're probably wondering where the guest is and what's happening. But this is our special New Year's Eve episode. We're just thinking that this should be kind of like a Q&A section and kind of sharing our own thoughts about ideas and the trends that have been happening, our successes, what's been going well, what hasn't been. So if there's anything that you guys are curious about us, kind of behind the scenes stuff, we can take you through that. But I also just want to shout out our Beard Nation, because without them, they really, like, the show wouldn't really exist. We do really appreciate you guys, and whether it's tuning in every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or just throwing a comment once in a while and giving me a message and saying thanks. Like, there's been so many moments that I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And I just want to go through some of these comments because we've got Andrew saying 2022 is off to a good start, finally going home after 2 years. Thanks to Lunch with Norm for keeping my sanity. You're very welcome, Andrew. It's been great getting to know you. I know during the episodes, Andrew's often, me and him are chatting off in the side in our own little chat, just going over the episode, and it's always great to see him. Marsha Reese, the one and only. Happy New Year's to both of you. You're the best, most generous, kind, caring folks. We are so blessed to be part of the nation. We're blessed to have you, Marsha. Thank you.
Absolutely.
We've got Abdur. We're doing great. How are you, Abdur? Let us know. I asked everyone what are their favorite guests, and we've got a great lineup here. We've got Stephen Black, Elena Saras, Diane Bosler, Shane, Michael Kurtz, who does the logos, and many others. She's off to the beach soon, so have fun, enjoy. Yeah, what are your plans for New Year's? What are you doing? I know Jeff Lassiter, he's got a question for us. Who is the guest with the best new wrinkles or strategies, and why? And what's working for 2022? And he's also saying that Trent Deersmid was truly helpful. So yeah, he was a great guest for SOPs and processes. So if you haven't yet, check out that episode. It's been great. But yeah, who do you think kind of wowed you this episode?
Yeah, that's
year?
really so hard to say. There's been so many guests and so many guests that, we talked before the show, and, there's been a few that were, okay, can we stretch this out to an hour? And some of these were, they went to an hour and a half, or, they were longer.
Almost 2 hours.
Than we thought. Yeah. And these were guests that we thought, we're trying to make every guest help you become a better Amazon seller. And there's been like a guest or two that we went, oh my gosh, how come there's not more people on listening to this one person? And I mean, that happened a couple times because the information on it, like, I know I was learning a ton. And I think there's two people that come into mind, but the topic, everything, the reason why we're here is not to make you a better Amazon seller. It's to make you a better business person, a better online salesperson, like to increase those sales. So if you do see, if it's about social media or content or whatever the subject is, it's not bad to go and revisit it. And what was just going back over the comment from, where was Jessica's comment? Can you throw that back up there about who she liked?
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna just back up a little bit and keep that up there. But Rosalind, this is so important. Events. So I met Rosalind at Carlos Alvarez's event. He invited me out, and I went to a barbecue and got to meet Jessica Rabbit, Rosalind, in Miami. But this is all about events, networking, getting back. This sort of stuff, like on Zoom you don't get that. You don't break bread with people, right? And it's different looking somebody in the eye than looking through somebody on a video screen. It's a completely different thing. And Stephen Black was a guy that I met. I think it was at $1 Billion Seller Summit. And I watched his performance and like his presentation, and it blew me away. So we're literally bumping into each other coming out the bathroom door. And it was, hey, I really liked what you said. And he goes, oh, thanks a lot. I said, I have a podcast. Would you come on? He goes, yeah, no problem. Now, I don't know if you know Stephen Black, but Stephen Black to get a hold of is very tough. You know, he would be a tough person to get on, and he blew us away with what he said on how to build an audience. And then he came on to our Patreon group. And how long did he spend? Basically, like just ask you ask a question, you got the answer.
He had a whole presentation just for us, which was awesome. It was over an hour, taking questions. Yeah, he's amazing.
Now to book that guy, you'd I don't know, I'm guessing, but you for an hour for a personal one-on-one, I don't even want to guess how much that would be. So that was really cool. Elena Saris, okay. Elena Saris was my second event. I went to Illuminati, which is now Helium 10, Illuminati event in Cancun. Can you throw that back up?
Yeah, I'll throw it up. I'm just going to share some of the comments.
Okay, so with her, we bumped into each other. We did not know each other at all. We were seated at a table. We started talking. And then when she heard a little bit more about what I was selling, she started introducing me to more and more people. And now we've become extremely close friends. And she's just introduced me to so many people to build up that network. Diane Bolster, and again, she's awesome. I never met her at an event, but I actually met her through AMPM podcast. Shane, I met him at an event. It was a ASM event. I think it was SellerCon. And we just bumped into each other, started talking, met at another event. And Michael Kurtz, he's just a great guy who we were lucky enough to get to know. But the reason why I'm saying all of this is getting out there. If you want, you can spend all day working like on your business, right? You can spend all day doing it. You could be watching YouTube videos. But if you spend a little bit of time and you go out to a decent event, the amount of people that are first going to be in the audience. Okay, if you go to a cheap, crappy event, you're probably going to get, people that don't want to invest in themselves. And so what ends up doing is there's a whole bunch of people that will go to this event, maybe because it's free, and they might get okay speakers. Maybe there's fantastic speakers, but I can guarantee you that if there's an event for free and they've got really great speakers, every speaker is pitching something. Every speaker will pitch you something, or at the end of it, they'll pitch you something big. And that's just the way that these, these places or these types of events work. But if you go to an event and you go to a quality, and I look at Kevin's, I speak very highly of Kevin King's event. It's a very expensive event. It's I think it's about $5,000. At least that's what it was. The people in the audience, the average person sells more than $3 million. I think this one was even higher. I think it was a lot higher. But the first event I went to was $3 million. Average person, that's what they were selling in a year. Well, if you start meeting these people and hanging around with these people and getting into that Facebook group, just imagine the knowledge you're going to get, let alone getting to know all the speakers, because it's only 100 people. You're going out to lunch, you're breaking bread, you're going to dinner. I don't know if you guys saw this, but it wasn't this one. It was the last event that Kevin King had in Austin. 16 of us, well, Kevin and I, everybody that knows us knows that we love our cigars. So, Kevin and I will always have these cigars, we always bring each other cigars, and we go out and have them. It's a tradition. Every time we meet, we go for cigars. Well, 16 of us were out on this one balcony in Austin smoking, and there's some really great pictures. But the amount of networking that went on during that event, I got into business with some people. I know Kevin, got some really great information, got to know people really better. So these events, either if I'm being part of it or somebody else is, the audience is probably one of the most important things you can do. Like, and I don't know if anybody has any further comments on that. Like, who have you met, or what differences have an event made in your life? I'd like to know that. And I'll tell you, the biggest event that made the biggest difference in Amazon in my life, I think it was ASM3, which Matt and Jason Katzenbeck. So Matt Clark and Jason Katzenbeck. So that was in the height of Amazon. And it was great. Richard Branson was there. Sir Richard Branson. No, that was ASM4. But anyways, it was great, and got to meet so many people. And that's where it started. This whole thing, I never went in front of a camera ever. I was asked to speak as a master of ceremonies at my sister-in-law's wedding, and I turned it down. Like, I would not speak in front of anybody. I was scared, really nervous. I would be shaking. Even at the beginning podcast, you'd see my hand doing this once in a while. But that's where it started. Going to one of their events, they saw what I was doing, and they asked me to speak at ASM 2017. So anyways, just thought I'd throw that out there. Oh, by the way, we've got an incredible giveaway today. So Kelsey, I don't know if you want to talk about the Wheel of Kelsey today.
All right. So we're going to be doing something fun. I know this offer usually doesn't happen too often. I think we've maybe done it once or twice before, but I'm going to be doing consultation. So I think the other episode I'm going to be doing a consultation with Jessica Rabbit because she won the Wheel of Kelsey. So I'll be doing another consultation again. So I'm offering that. And Norm, are you going to be offering something too?
Yes, I'm going to offer a 30-minute consult.
Good. So we have 2 consultations. We're going to be doing, do you want to do chocolates too? Is that what we agreed on?
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do the chocolates. We'll do the calendar. We're going to do the Centurion League.
Just a second.
And Shane doesn't know this, but he is going to do a 30-minute consult. And
just giving everyone's time away.
And Afalabi is going to do a 30-minute consult. So you're going to have 2 hours of our team, helping you out. So Afalabi is going to be, you ask him anything about sourcing, logistic, anything. You guys don't know this, but I don't know if you know this, but Afalabi is an incredible Amazon seller. He just sold, I think, 1 or 2 of his products just recently. And these are mid 7-figure business, Amazon brands. But he was one of the guys that Amazon came to when they were going to be Amazon FBA. They actually asked his opinion on what they should do because of what he was doing. So I thought that was pretty cool. Okay. So anyways, to get this, it's hashtag Wheel of Kelsey. You're right, Marsha. You tag 2 people and you get an extra entry as well. So that's 2 hours. Now, I don't want to put a price tag on that, but it would be, we don't normally.
At least 10,000 from me. So
10,000 from you, 10,000 pennies from you, maybe. But we don't normally do the Afalabi doesn't do it. Shane doesn't do the consult at all. He doesn't do that at all. And I do it once in a while. I did it once this year. So if you do want that, that would be great. And that would be on your brand, getting off, anything you want to talk about. And by the way, if you want to put them together with either Shane and myself on the line or Afalabi, any way you want it. Okay. So just, there you go.
All right.
Why don't we do this?
Why don't
we throw in a Beard Nation credit card?
Beard Nation credit card?
Yeah,
okay.
Prepaid credit card, $50. How's that?
That sounds fantastic. We have got loads of Wheel of Kelsey coming in. I'm going to have to
Marsha, did you get your credit card, by the way?
Actually, we're having an issue with that. She hasn't received it yet, so we're working on that.
Oh,
We'll have to check the tracking number, but we've customized it. We got this great card that we found, and it's got the lunch with Norm. We got a like Beard VIP, Beard Nation VIP. So we're gonna figure that out. We're gonna get you that card. But yeah, for those that don't know, every month we're doing Lunch with Norm contributor award for the person that's comments, likes, engages the most in our group.
there you
So
go,
that's the
Rad. That's it. One winner. One winner. It's a combination winner for this year. So
yeah.
let's go through it. Okay, I know we don't want to spend too much time on it, but it's 4 people. So it's myself, Kelsey, Afalabi, and Shane are going to contribute separately a half hour each. We've got the box of candy that we send out. You've seen it. A few people have won it. We've got a month membership at Centurion League, which is worth $199. We've got our calendar, which I saw when I was in North Carolina, which was pretty awesome. Oh, there it is. There it is. Kelsey's got the calendar. And we've got the gift card. So not a bad little giveaway.
All right. So these continue to keep going.
Okay.
So yeah, hashtag Wheel Kelsey. So yeah, just a couple things. I want to keep going through some of these comments as they're coming in.
Is Afalabi there yet?
Not yet. I'll check in with him. But let's read from Rad. The best thing that happened to me was joining the Beard Nation. Thank you, Rad. Winning lots of prizes and knowing lots of listeners like Marsha Reese, Jessica Rev, Fatia, Dr. Oz, or Dr. Cause, and many more. I built my e-commerce business with the excellent knowledge given by your guests. That's great to hear, Rad. Thank you for being a guest, Rad, and a Patreon supporter as well. So you are making a difference in this podcast yourself, and you're a very generous man, and I know you've given us products and even in our Patreon group products, and it's just been awesome getting to know you. From Manny all the way from Germany, she's been great. This is Fatten. Hello, Norm. Hello, Kelsey. I want to thank you really from the bottom of my heart for all your effort, knowledge, and free giveaway support. I love you. Happy New Year's. We love you too.
Right back at you, Manny.
Another moment Jessica Rabbit loves is meeting Carlos Alvarez. I haven't been able to meet Carlos in person, but I can't wait. He just seems like such a great person. I know he's always one of my favorite guests when he's on.
Carlos is a great guy. I was in Miami 2 weeks ago for festival. Yeah, just around Christmas time. And Empowery had Festivus, and he was co-hosting it with Melissa Simonson. And so he's just a super guy. He's a monster, by the way. Like he's like 6'4", 6'5", towers over me.
Yeah. So some people are asking about the calendar. So yes, Faye, this is the Private Label Legion calendar. I don't know. Some of you may have not seen it, but we post it every week. We do a Photoshop of Tim, Jordan, and Norm. So we've got some.
Oh, because they
fantastic.
Yeah.
These are ones that have been seen before.
So hold it, Kel. So this is Private Label Legion, which is a separate thing. If you go to Private Label Legion, it's a free group. There is a Centurion League, so that's paid. But Centurion Private Label Legion is just content that Tim Jordan and myself put out every week on YouTube. But we have that. Go to that page. You can sign up for a newsletter. And every week we put out, we don't know what it is. Tim and I never see it, but yeah, Kelsey does. But it's a picture of Tim and I as something. So they throw me for a loop sometimes when I see what they posted.
Yeah, so if you are interested in actually buying it, you can go to the Private Label Legion website and just go to the shop. I'll post the link there as well. But yeah, we're not trying to sell these calendars. We're just I honestly do think it's fantastic. So you can pick those up if you are not the winner as well. I think it ships everywhere. But yeah, let me see. I was going to say one of my favorite guests as well is Andrea Lake. So that she's actually part of she was on Apprentice as well, and it was one of the I'm not sure it was what place she came in, but She's brilliant, and I just love that episode. So if you haven't checked it out on Lunch with Norm, highly recommend the Andrea Lake episode. Santa and the Elf was great.
Yeah.
Um,
Daniel Damasa.
yeah.
So I met Andrea through Daniel Damasa, who's been on, I think, twice. But this is the type, they're partners. They have a couple of businesses together. And combined with one other partner, Andrea, Daniel, and Dan have sold over $1 billion worth of t-shirts. I think that's incredible. And she's been on The Apprentice. Her story is just incredible. It really is incredible. And she's been also on the other podcast that we have called I Know This Guy. And she just tells her kind of life story, which it's fantastic. But Daniel Damasa, so I just met him at a party in Florida 2 weeks ago. And this guy blew me away, and he might be listening, and he always gets red-faced when I say this, but a true branding expert. If you can get 1,000+ people to brand their logo, tattoo their logo on your body, how cool is that? I mean, people wearing your logo on their body. Now that's brand loyalty. Oh, you're on mute, Kels.
We do have a special guest joining us, the one and only Afalabi.
Hey, how are
Hey, how are
you?
you?
I'm good, thank
You know what I
you.
just did?
Uh-huh.
I gave away a half hour of
You're
your
gonna love
time.
it.
That's okay. Anything for you, no
Oh,
problem.
okay. As long as you were okay with it. I don't know what Shane's gonna say. I did the same with him. So, but Afalabi, we're talking. We got off on all sorts of things today, but we're really talking the best and the worst of 2021.
Okay.
And I don't know if there's anything that stands out in your mind that good, bad, ugly. What do you think?
Well, 2021, I think it was good for e-commerce in general, Amazon sellers. I see a lot of brands just grew and just exploded because a lot of people were staying at home, and there were a lot of government free money. So everybody went out buying, all the small, but the bad side of it is because nobody was working, operator, we felt it because there is work, but there's nobody ready to do anything. And I know small businesses that are building based, small businesses like shops, and they all felt it. So those stand out to me immediately. When you said that, good for e-commerce in general, but bad for small businesses that are brick and mortar or people based, physically based location businesses.
Yeah, it's been terrible. And I'm going to go a little bit down a different rabbit hole, but it all comes back to service providers. Like, we have a large warehouse, 20,000 feet in Pennsylvania, and we couldn't get people to work it. So, and you know what? This is the side of e-commerce you don't see. You got your wife and you got your kids to go to the warehouse to pack orders and to get stuff out on time because you couldn't hire, right?
Yep. And the prices of raw materials just went up. The boxes went up. The envelopes, packaging,
cardboard.
Pallets went from the wooden pallets went from in 2020 to $24.
What you froze at the first? What was the beginning?
The wooden pallets, the wooden pallets you store your products on.
Yep.
The price went up from like $7, $7.50 in 2020, all the way to $24 a piece.
Wow.
Yep. So Uline, everybody selling boxes or packaging materials, everything just went up.
Yeah.
And you try to explain it, but people don't see behind the scenes or what goes on in an e-commerce operation or a fulfillment operation or warehousing operation. It was a lot of work, but we survived this, so I'm happy.
Yeah. No, it's like anything, any entrepreneur.
Mhm.
Okay. We've talked about it. You have to be resilient.
Mhm.
It ebbs and it flows. And if you can't take, the way I always say it is, if you can't take a kick between the legs and get up and just set
Mhm.
yourself up for the next kick,
Mhm.
don't be an entrepreneur, because it just keeps happening.
Yes. So many times you feel like giving up and you're like, so if I give up, what am I going to do? And then you think about it like, you know what, we've got to make it work.
Yeah.
And, you see people screaming, oh, what is happening? Why is this not happening? But they don't know what's going on. Another thing that went bad this year was there's a high depression rate, even among workers or among
Right.
people in general. And that affected a lot of small businesses because you don't know. Some people come to work and they're looking, morose, and you're wondering what's going on in their minds. Like, in our warehouse, we lost two people this year. It was really tragic, because, privately in their personal lives, just the toll of COVID just was too much.
Yeah.
Was just too much for them to bear, because nobody else was willing to work. So the ones that are able to work, it was a lot to bear. They have to take care of their families, they have to take care of this, they have to take care of that. But I see that this coming year things will be better. At least the free money is gone now, so let's hope they're not going to renew free monies so that people can get back to work, and then we can process more orders and take care of people's businesses this year.
Yeah, I think you hit on something. Mental health.
Hmm.
Brian Hansel came on. If you guys haven't heard the Brian Hansel podcast, he lost his son to suicide, and he started
Oh.
the Paul Hansel Foundation. And he came on and he was talking about what he's seen, and what we need to do is to talk about mental health and make
Hmm.
that part of a conversation. And
Yes.
he's got check it out. He's got this really cool platform where you have a dish and it's a convo dish,
Mm.
and just if you are interested in it, go to Paul Hansel Foundation and just check out these convo dishes. It's a very unique. He's won a lot of awards for it, but he's turned a tragedy into something really positive, which was really cool.
Wow, that's really good. That's
Yeah.
really good. Yeah. Yeah. A
So
lot of people are not aware of that, but it's real. It's real. I witnessed it firsthand this year,
yeah,
and I know, and my heart goes out to, people that going through anything similar, because these two guys we lost this year, they were really, really great guys,
yeah,
really, really awesome guys. So it's part of what is going on behind the scenes that people don't realize, that, there's a lot that goes on. The power in general, like you said, a lot of good things happened, and I'm grateful to God for good stuff. Grateful to all the, all the Amazon sellers that stocking. They took a lot of blows, but so many people. Sometimes, I get calls from some of our customers and like, Afolabi, I'm about to give up. I'm like, why are you in this in the first way? In the first, why are you here? She's like, well, but my product, I noticed that my product failed inspection. I'm like, and so what? Get up, let's fix it.
uh,
Are you going to throw it in the trash? Let's fix it and move on. So we were able to do a lot of, I was able to do a lot of counseling and drying tears from, sellers' eyes a little bit, because a lot of sellers you know they're just ready to give up. They were just ready to give. It was just a lot of one issue here, one issue there with one supplier in India, in Bangladesh, or whatever. But at the end of the day, they saddled up, and got up and face the face the business again, and now everything is going on fine. So whoever's watching this, no matter how many blows you took in 2021, it's just to make you stronger. Don't
That's
give
right.
up. Don't give up. Never give up. Never quit. All the people that will quit would open rooms for you to grow. Some people will quit. They'll be like, oh my God, I can't take this anymore. I'm just going to quit. Let them quit. You stay in the race and scrape up all the customers and all the opportunities those people would have taken. You just scrape it up for 2022 and just grow strong and just scale big.
I remember a friend of mine, Russ Littler. He had this. He had an employment paper. It was called the Employment News way back in the day when people actually touched paper.
Mhm.
And anyways, his first version of this, he went under. Like the product went under, so bankruptcy.
Mhm.
So he was trying to figure out, and he was smart enough to know that the process was wrong. So he just re-looked at what he was doing, and instead of, and this is really smart. He used to have the consumer buy the paper to read it. Okay.
Mm.
He just switched it to the sponsor paying for the ads, and the paper was free. And in the first year, and I don't think he'd mind me saying this, he made over $3.5 million by changing the process. Now, this goes back 20 years ago. 3.5 million, worth a lot more today. But the other thing I want to talk about, and I think this podcast is going to go a little long today, but anyways, I think this is really important. Like we talked about, I think the worst being mental health. There's been some Amazon glitches, but we've also experienced the highs, like these aggregators that are paying so much money. That's not going to last forever.
Nope.
But you were able to, exit, and you
Yes.
had one or two brands
Three brands exit.
that you worked hard.
Yep.
You did your job, and you ended up doing the happy dance, which you still have to show me. I want to see you doing the happy dance when you got your check.
Is it the African one or American one? Which one do
You know
you
what?
want?
Do both.
Nice.
But that's what we live for, right? 80%. Well, this is coming from Scott. I'm going to smack myself in the head. I'm getting old. But anyways, and I'm going to say a really good friend, and I can't remember his last name. Oh, Scott Dietz. There we go. Scott Dietz told me 80% of what you basically what you will make in your Amazon career is the day you sell. So, even though you might be making a bit here, a bit here, a bit here, the day you sell is the Easter egg. I mean, it's hidden, but once you get that check, it's a nice day.
Yep.
So, and I don't want to know anything about what you made, but I do want to know about how the process was and what was it like when you got the check, because you just got it.
Yeah. So one thing we went through one exit in May, and that opened my eyes to what these buyers are looking for. I mean, I wasn't so much a granular person when it comes to numbers, but man, these guys looked at everything, every cost you incur. They have all these, multiple spreadsheets and all these computations and stuff that we had to go through. They have to go to due diligence and all those things. It helped me to appreciate a lot that any Amazon business, you should start organizing your business from day one. You should have a very good structure. You have to know your numbers. You have to know how much you spend on this thing, how much you spend on that thing, one. And then two, I realized that you have to, the more you know about your business, each part of your business, the better. They're looking for how knowledgeable you are about your business. And then when it was all over, the first exit in May, when it was all over, it was so surreal. I'm like, oh boy. And another thing I learned, Norm, is that never be emotionally attached to a brand. you know, I was like, oh, that's my baby. Why are you doing that? I'm like, but when they showed me how much they were going to pay, I'm like, yeah, I can let go of, you know, all that. And then we were better prepared for the second and the third one that we did in November.
Right. Yeah. No. And I mean, first of all, congratulations, because
Thanks.
a lot of people don't get to see that because they give up too
Yep.
early.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And this also became easier. And if you haven't seen this, we've done a bunch of podcasts about automation and scalability, because this will absolutely allow you to grow your business. And you can't just do it on your own. You'll plateau at a certain level all the time.
Yes.
And if you for the most part, you might have, I don't know, you might have a home run that is very rare that you can do on your own. But really, to grow and build your business, you have to have people that will allow you to do that. So SOPs, getting out there, hiring, a VA or even a part-time VA, I mean, will really help you out. Yeah, Kels. Oh, yeah, and we can hear you fine.
Afolabi does have some things to get to, so I don't want to keep Afolabi.
Don't worry. It's okay.
All right, so we did give away your time.
I'm stuck with Norm already, so
and we have to talk later today, so don't run away.
You're swinging that on me. I'm going to the movies.
Oh well,
I'm
keep your phone on.
I'm taking my kids to watch Sing 2. I'm going to the movies.
You won't be singing. You'll be talking.
I don't have super cool grown up kids like you. I have little ones. We're going to the movies, Mr. No.
All right, we're after the movies. Make sure you ping me.
All right.
All right. Afolabi, thank you so much. I hope you had a really Merry Christmas and have a great evening, although you still have to talk to me. Okay.
Yes, I will.
Right.
I missed talking to you, the of catching up to do. Thank you so much for having me. And Kels, I hope the US and everything was awesome. Yeah, we'll see you next year.
See you later.
All right, thank you, Afolabi.
Bye, Afolabi.
All right, okay, bye.
So we got to get to a word from our sponsor too, by the way.
Okay, and after that we have another special guest lined up, so just wait. So this is the word from our sponsor, and stick around and find out who our next guest is.
I wanted to give a quick shout out and say thank you to Global Wired Advisors for sponsoring this episode of Lunch with Norm. Global Wired Advisors is a leading digital investment bank focused on optimizing the business sales process. For more information, please call Chris Schifferling and his team over at globalwiredadvisors.com.
Okay.
All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, our next guest is the one, the only Marsha.
Reese.
You didn't know, Norm?
How are you?
Oh, I survived 2021. And today's a really emotional day for me. I'm kind of mixed with gratitude and sadness because for many years I lived in Colorado and in Boulder County where that enormous fire.
Oh, yeah.
And my family were within 15 miles, but all are fine. A good friend of mine from the toy business, I've known them about 40 years. They lost their home last night.
Oh, no.
And my husband and I sat there and just said, if we had 20 minutes and had to take, it's so daunting. So my heart goes out to all of you in Boulder County. But on the other side of my heart, Norm, I just want to thank you on behalf of all the Beard Nation. I'm the old grandma, I'm the dinosaur. So I want to say how much you mean to all of us. What you and Kelsey bring to us is truly it isn't with a price tag. And you mentioned earlier the importance of going to events. The one and only I went to was in Las Vegas, where I got to meet you personally. That was such a highlight of 2021. And because of you, I met Shane. And
Yep.
because of Shane, I met Near. And then my business started to creep out of prison. So 2021 was the hardest year of my 40-year business career. But 2022 looks to be much, much better. And we're ready to take it on full steam. I may be an old dinosaur, but I'm not dead yet.
No.
So Norm, Kelsey, thank you both for everything you do. There just aren't enough words.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Marcia. I mean,
Yes,
I
thank
I
you.
really, really appreciate it. And that was an awesome event, by the way, the Helium 10 one in Vegas.
Yes, and I wanted to meet Kevin King. I only got to touch his coattail for a minute, but then he scooted off because he didn't know who I was yet. So he probably just thought I was another Norm hanger-oner.
No?
But hopefully I can come to some other events, because meeting Melissa and meeting Liza, and I mean, they're just so amazing. And you got to bring Kelsey to one of these events or two. I mean, he's kind of a young stud, and he'd probably get you the young chicks.
I'm trying to get him to go on the Carlos Alvarez cruise.
Oh, cool.
And
So
remember,
You'd have to
people
grow the
with-
mustache back for that.
Oh, the mustache.
Yeah. And this is one of the bonuses. I think it's still out there, but the event is free for all Lunch with Norm listeners. So if they want to go on this cruise, now we don't know what's going to happen because of Omicron, but it's, if you want to go and if there's still tickets available, there is a bonus code and it's free. So it's a $600. You pay for your cruise cabin, but the event that's normally $500 or $600 is free. So
cool.
Anyways, Marcia, thank
Yes.
you so much. And hopefully in 2022, you come back and you say, oh, I made.
You know, there's only one thing I'm waiting for that I want to come back and announce on your show, but we're still working on it, but you'll be, you don't know anything about it. And I'm not giving you any clues, but it's pretty big news.
I can't
All
wait.
right. Keeping us in
Anyway,
suspense.
I just wanted to pop on and say thank you. You two guys taught this old dinosaur so much since I met you, and I'm thrilled to now I actually know you personally. So that takes, and I met Paul Barron at that show. What an incredible, and we were texting last night about the fire because he's north of it. My family was a little west of it, but boy, it hit us hard when you see 600 homes destroyed in 5 hours. It just was tragic.
I didn't even, we were traveling. Oh gosh, what a day. But we got home and I just turned on my app and that's the first time I saw it. So I don't even know too much about what's going on. I just saw it was a pretty bad wildfire.
Well, fortunately, it was not a cigarette thing or a cigar thing. Fortunately, it was really high winds, like 80, 100 mile an hour winds that broke down electric wires and they sparked. And there's not been snow in Colorado and it's very, very dry. So it just went up like a tinder box. It was tragic. So anyway, hearts out to all of you.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see what happens with you guys in 2022. And don't forget about that cigar store tour I promised you, Norm.
Yes.
Yes, right. I took a friend of mine who I'm going to hop on a Zoom call with next. He came into town to work on one of our surprises and he wanted a cigar. And I said, I know where to take you. So I saw him smoking a rectangular shaped cigar, square. I'd never seen a cigar.
It's a pressed cigar. Yeah.
He was pretty excited about it.
Oh, wow. I would be too.
Well, I need some better lighting. Holy cow. I look gray and washed out and you guys look all vibrant.
Oh no. What are you talking about, Marcia?
Marcia.
You look great.
Happy and healthy. Thank God we've had no COVID. We are now 5 years cold free in the Reese household. So we're hanging in
That's
there.
from licking copper.
Oh, I'll do anything with it. Anything. No holds barred. You can put me on your calendar next year doing something funky with copper.
Well, okay. We'll remember that. Well, have a happy new year.
You too.
All the best to you and Ted.
Thank you.
Hockey Hall of Famer.
Yes, and to you and Connie, and let's stay connected, you beardos. You guys, I learned so much from all of you, and I just hope our paths get across because I truly love the business side. The people side of business is the best side.
Yes, absolutely.
Love you all. Happy New Year.
Okay, and
All
you
right.
too.
Love
See you
you
later,
too.
Marcia.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.
Okay.
So,
that
yeah,
was
great to
good.
see Marcia. Yeah, and just I want to give some shout outs to our listeners again. We have Ionit coming from Facebook, Michael Eastman, who is part of the Beard Nation. Great to see you. Victor had to get going, but he says thanks for everything. So thank you, Victor. You've been here since I think one of our first watchers.
Victor, yeah.
Fatia, my goal in 2022 is to accomplish the goal I set in 2021, which I should have done in 2020.
You'll do it,
So
Fatia.
yeah, you can do it. We believe in you. And yeah, it's just been great. Just to answer some of the questions that we got in, Faye's asking, what events will you attend in 2022?
Well, for sure, right now I'm going to be going to Carlos Alvarez's cruise, which is in February, first week of February. And it's going to be a mastermind, but it's a lot of fun too. So I'm going to be doing that. March is Prosper. I don't have a lot planned right now, but I'm thinking I'll probably be going once the events start to show up again. I'll probably be doing about one a month. I'm not sure what they are yet, but they will be posting, probably shortly. And a lot of them are just coming up very quick. And they're smaller events, like these massive events of 1,500 people or 2,500 people. I haven't seen anything like that. It's groups of 100 people. I would definitely 100% be going to Kevin King's, whether I'm speaking or not. That's going to be a good one. I'm not sure when that is. And he has two. He has a virtual one and he has the live in person.
Okay. Let me see another question that came in. A little more technical, but from Howard. For setting up a new brand for brand registry, do you recommend Amazon IP Accelerator?
You might as well, because you can use your own attorney now. So if you have somebody that you feel comfortable with, you could use them in IP Accelerator. It's not just the Amazon attorneys.
Okay. And a question from Matulu. Why does Q4 have such a big boom when it comes to sales?
Well, for the most part, forget about seasonal products, right? Like, let's say Christmas tree ornaments or stuff like that, gift wrapping paper. Most people who have products, so for me, let's say I have soap, they might use it as a stocking stuffer or give it away during the holidays. That's the main reason. Most people have from Black Friday on. I heard an interesting stat. Who was it this year? It was just recently, Kels, that they said that the retail started in late October this year for the first time to see a boom. It wasn't Black Friday. And it was most of November that the sales were fairly consistent, which I thought was interesting because it's usually Black Friday on where you see the boom. But that's what it is. It's when you hit Black Friday, traditionally, people were out buying products for the holidays. And that's what the surge is. And some people experience up to 80% increase in sales over that period. And one thing I want to point out is those sales would not only carry over to January, it used to be January 15th. I've heard that it might go as far as the complete month of January, but that's just what I've heard. But traditionally, it's January 15th because people are cashing in gift cards.
Okay, and we got one more question, and then I think we can start wrapping things up. But it's from Nick Stuff. Is Q4 a bigger increase online than in-store?
Is Q4 a bigger increase online than in-store?
It's going to depend.
You know what? I don't know for sure, but I would think yes, because a lot of people aren't going in store. They'd rather just buy from their computer, and they're getting used to buying from their computer. I don't know, like I joked with Kelsey about this, but I needed a light bulb. I didn't go out. I ordered it from Amazon, and get this, I ordered product from Walmart. So all of a sudden I've got Walmart and Amazon that I'm buying product from. And you're starting to see some bigger chains as well start to see a push on their retail stores. So it's going to make it easier for people just to buy online. So to get around the question, I think people are selling more or buying more online for sure. I think because it's safer, more convenient. Oh, and by the way, if you want to take part in the Wheel of Kelsey, just in case you haven't heard, we've got a really great Wheel of Kelsey today. It's going to be 30 minutes of Kelsey's time, my time, Shane, Afalabi, a Centurion League membership for a month, the calendar, candy, and a $50 Visa card. If we can't get the Visa card to work, then we'll just send a voucher for $50.
Yeah. So that is hashtag Wheel of Kelsey. And if you're new to the show, this is the Lunch Storm podcast, and we go live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Usually we have special guests, but today is just a special episode for New Year's Eve. You can ask your questions. We do giveaways every single day or every single episode. And if you have been watching, and if maybe you're listening online, I think this is a great time to just mention that the podcast is one thing in the audio, but there is a whole community behind this, the Beard Nation, and that's where we've got to meet Marsha, Rad, Michael Eastman, Andrew, Jessica
Tony.
Rabbit, Faye, so many people, and that's Amar. These are all through the community, and that's the Lunch with Norm Facebook group. So that's Lunch with Norm, Amazon FBA e-commerce collective. So if you want to get to know us, if you want to be part of the community, part of our Beard Nation, definitely check it out. I think it's definitely worth it. And I don't want to push it, but the Patreon group, we do have that, and we do have a great community with that. So that's just extra. You have to pay for that. But if you are looking for more, maybe you want to have Q&As with Norm more frequently, more tailored in a small group, check it out, lunchwithnormwebsite.com. But your support here is more than enough. But I just wanted to say that if people are looking for that. But it is hour and 15 minutes past, so we can probably start wrapping it up and doing Wheel of Kelsey if that works for you.
I thought this was going to be a 45-minuter again. But you could talk another 45 minutes on the, what's happened in 21, what we're looking at for 22. And we will be talking a lot more about the trends in 22 in future podcasts. So anyways, let's get to that Wheel of Kelsey.
All right. And Happy New Year's, Rad, in the Beard Nation community. And yep, here it goes, the Wheel of Kelsey.
It's time for the Wheel of Kelsey.
All right, so we've got lots of names here. I hope I've got everyone. I tried to triple check this. We did have a lot of names come in, so I'm going to shuffle these up.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
This is our biggest prize ever.
Okay. So Nathan X. Nathan S. Nathan S.
S. Oh.
Yes. So Nathan, congratulations. You have 48 hours to reach out to me. I believe you're in our group, so I should be able to contact you if not. But
he's on
you
YouTube,
are YouTube.
Right?
He is a YouTuber. So Nathan, let us know, k@lunchwithnorm.com if you can reach out to us, and we'll connect you with all of these great giveaways. So congratulations, Nathan, and I hope you enjoy. And let me see. Nathan just responded to, I just want to say thank you to Norm Kelsey and all the guests for sharing knowledge and building a fun group. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's to you, and congratulations, Nathan. Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Thanks. So k@lunchwithnorm.com. Congratulations. And stick around. and continue to follow us along on our podcast, and we'll be giving out lots more Wheel of Kelsey's in the future.
Okay, so
yeah,
Monday,
congratulations.
Monday we're going to be joined by Troy Johnson. He's been on before. He is one of the co-founders over at Seller.tools, and we're going to be talking about some new trends, of course, what's happening right now. Now, before we go any further, just another word from a sponsor.
All right, so here we
Just
go.
press that button.
You want me to press it?
Just do
Press
it. Don't make an awkward moment. Just do it. Yeah, now. Do your job. Do your job.
Thank you, Cellarize, for sponsoring this episode of Lunch with Norm. Cellarize is your comprehensive solution for your everyday business needs. Everything you need to grow and scale your Amazon business is just one click away. For more information, contact Dima and his team over at Cellarize.com. And remember, Cellarize is with one R.
Okay. So, yeah, Kelsey, and that's why you don't get paid. All right. So, I don't know if you have anything else to say. I think we said pretty much everything, right? From you.
Yes, I think so. So congratulations, Nathan, again. And sorry to the other Nathan. I sometimes miss names. I just have to manually go through and find these. So I do apologize. I'll throw in your name 3 times next time you enter. But yes, Happy New Year's, everyone. Thank you guys for joining us. We didn't know how this episode was going to do, but we're glad that you guys were able to come hang out, and I thought it was pretty fun. And yeah, best of luck to everyone in the new year. It's great getting to know you guys, and thank you so much. Thank you for being part of our community, and we really do appreciate it. So yeah, anything else?
You said pretty much everything except, join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time. And as we always say, we could never do this without you. Thanks for being part of our community, and just have an incredible 2022. So until next time, we'll see you later.
Lunch with Norm.